What's going on, guys? So, I have a deck profile on screen of Dark Worlds, of my deck. It's a slightly altered form of a deck that got 6th place, I forget where at. I'll link it down below. It's of a friend of MCol40's, and the reason why I want to discuss this deck is not to show the deck profile per se, which, I mean, you can't see it, so by all means look at it, but it's more to show that if Dark Worlds can do something in this format if you play them right and you play the right build. So, what is the right build? Well, like I said, this is slightly altered from his build. His build played 3 skill drains, so that's the only thing that's different. I'm playing the 1 day apiece because, once again, with a deck that draws a lot and sometimes can be vulnerable, 1 day apiece can be good in this deck. But let me discuss why Dark Worlds got, not better, but like how the Burning Abyss kind of helped the engine a little bit, and the 3 tour guides too. And playing this deck right can really do good against the format. So anyways, I'm not going to cover everything, but the 3 Graphas and the 2 Silvas and this is kind of reminiscent of my engine of playing, like most people for the longest time were only playing 1 or 2 beige. 3 beige, he's not playing like the tons of level 5s like I would because that does get cloggy, but the 2 level 5s is a nice play. Some people only play 1 at level 5, some people don't even play any. So the 2 Silvas is nice, 3 Snows, 3 beige, 3 Huntsman, all that. But the 3 Tour Guide and the 2 Skarm of the Burning Abyss. So, if you control no or spell all trap cards, you can special summon this card from your hand. But during the end phase of this card sent to the graveyard this turn, you can add 1 level 3 Dark Fiend type monster from your deck to your hand except Charm. This works really well with the Huntsman and or to get another Tour Guide to your hand. And yeah, it's just really good to make the engine a little more consistent and faster, and the Huntsman to get your draws and thin out your decks to get to your Graphas and your other Snows and your Silvas and all that other shit. Rigeki makes this better because now they're some people would, like myself, would try to play Dark Hole and Rigeki at the same time, but this deck is definitely a deck that you don't want to have 2 destruction cards, because that will get cloggy, and Rigeki over Dark Hole is obviously better for this deck, so Rigeki, 3 Drag Down, Soul Charge, 3 Upstarts, Soul Charge is, you know, pretty good in this deck, 3 Dark World Dealings, and then my 1 day apiece, and Gates. The 3 Drag Down can really help this deck out in this format. Like it's always helped the deck out, but I feel like it's a lot stronger this format. No Recklesses in this, which I feel like is actually a good way to go now, and with Dark Worlds right now, because forever most Dark World players would play the 3 Upstarts, the 3 Reckless Greed engine. And having the Reckless gone in this, when I was testing this build of his with mine modified barely slightly. By the way, the extra deck and mine aren't exactly the same either. Just I wanted to put that out. Mine was just a bunch of random cards I put in, because extra deck kind of doesn't matter when it comes to Dark Worlds. But anyways, the 3 Gates, the 2 Mind Crush, this is MVP 2 of this, and I know Dark World players have played this, and other people have cited it just for their other deck. But Mind Crush right now, especially in the Dark Worlds, this can turn out well, because if you are wrong, even if you really, really think you know the opponent's card, if you are wrong, it's not really a bad thing for your cards, and it's really good right now, this format, to be able to guess what's in your opponent's hand, because if you get it right, that can decide a duel right there. The 2 Dark Smog, perfect in this deck. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, discard 1 Fiend type monster, and banish that. That is perfect right now for all the freaking monsters bouncing off the grave and shit like that in this current format. So Dark Smog, MVP, and the 2 Skill Drain. Skill Drain, well, is amazing in Dark Worlds, no doubt. So, why I took out the 1 Skill Drain for 1 day apiece also, by the way, for my own personal build, is because Skill Drain, I feel like got cloggy at 3 every time I was testing it. So the 1 day apiece, I get an extra draw to thin out the deck, and I can protect, when I use it right, I can protect myself. Anyways, why I'm discussing this deck is because this is a cheap-ass deck if you want to play it and maybe do something in a tournament. I don't know exactly how far you go, but this guy got top 6, like I said, link to MCol40's video down below. But this is a good, really cheap build. I mean, even Upstarts I think Upstarts might be one of the most expensive cards in the fucking deck. Like I said, the extra deck, you don't even have to play half these. Like, really, the only card I would go into when I go to level 3s is Dante and Wynham Zen Mains. The level 4s barely ever happen, and fucking level 8s sometimes happen. I mean, the level 8s happen somewhat inconsistently, but mostly it's fucking the level 3s that go on. And it works out just fine, and it's a fun, like I said, and that's, I mean, the skill drains are kind of expensive, but I mean, compared to the big decks right now, this deck can really do some work, and we all know I'm about budget, and I'm a big Dark World. Yeah, I know a lot of people hate Dark World, but I was thinking about even building this, because if you test this build out, maybe you might change whatever you want about it, but I would test out his build, or at least my build, and see what you think, because it works out really well against the meta. It's not the strongest, obviously, but it's a nice little fun deck, and it's something you should try out or consider, or on the contrary, look out for, because I feel like not me and that other guy and anybody who saw Cole's video aren't the only ones thinking this right now. So now that maybe somebody proved that it can get at least to top 6 in a deck, people might be trying to play this build, a more consistent build, and a more build against anti-meta. It's not, I wouldn't even consider this anti-meta, but to take out the meta. So yeah, guys, this is just telling you, like, hey, this deck is happening, this deck may be out there, and you might want to defend for it, or watch out for it, or I don't know what, do something for it. So yeah, guys, check you later. Peace!